Assalamu alaikum. A very good morning to one and all. Welcome back to another lecture of OCM, and we are on the chapter which is named as consumer protection. This is your second last chapter, and we have already discussed about what you mean by consumer protection. The word consumer is derived from the Latin word consumere, which means to eat or to drink. Basically, consumer is one person who buys goods for their self-consumption, who uses the commodity or the services himself. Then and then only he is known as a consumer. If the person is only buying a good, he is a customer. But if the person is using that product, or any other person is buying and you are using that product, then you are a consumer. Consumer means the user of the product. Okay, so if you are buying food grains, vegetables, uh, electronics, anything, you are a consumer. Or if you are availing certain services like hotel, restaurants, travel, etc., then again it comes under consumer. And with the advancement in technologies, with the business flourished, people becoming more focused on earning more and more profit, there has been a lot of exploitation of consumers. So in order to protect consumers from these exploitation, there has been an introduction of Consumer Protection Act. And then there is one day which is 15th March, which is observed as Consumer Day. And now focus has been shifted on consumers protection, on consumers being protected against unfair or malpractices of the profiteering dealers or producers or manufacturers. So there are various rights of consumers, such as right to education, right to safe goods, right to healthy environment, right to uh, right to be heard, right to redressal, etc., which we have already studied in the previous lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to study about various ways, like we have studied two rights, right to be heard and right to redressal. According to right to be heard, what is it said? That every consumer has the right to give feedback, complaint to the manufacturers, and the manufacturers should listen to their grievances. And there was simultaneously one more right given, that was right to redressal. According to right to redressal, only hearing of complaints is not enough. The grievances should be redressed, the grievances should be solved. So what are the various judiciaries or various bodies laid down by the government for solving these problems or redressals, that we are going to study in today's lecture. Okay, so what are the various ways and means of consumer protection? The very first way of consumer protection is Lok Adalat. Lok Adalat is the effective and economical system for quick redressal of the public grievances. It can be referred to as People's Court. It is established by the government to settle disputes by compromise. The aggrieved party can directly approach the Adalat with grievances. What is Lok Adalat? Lok Adalat, People's Court. It can be translated as People's Court. It is basically a court which is temporarily set up for settling up the grievances of the consumers only. Not like High Court, District Court, or Supreme Court, which are already established bodies. No, various statutory organizations, like you'll see here, various statutory organizations such as railways, sorry, okay, various statutory organizations such as MSEDCL, MSRCTC, Railway Authority, insurance companies, banks, etc., organize regular Lok Adalat. Like railways will be setting their own Lok Adalats, where only the complaints that are related to railways will be sorted, and people can directly go to the Lok Adalat of Railway Authority and give their complaints, and the decisions will be taken on the spot, and immediately resolution of disputes will be done by the Lok Adalat. Okay, so it is basically a people's court wherein people can give their complaints regarding the consumers can give their, like, I have been charged more for tickets, or the shop at the railway station is not selling goods in fair prices, or there is an adulteration of certain products. All these complaints can be done to the Lok Adalat, and the Lok Adalat will be sorting resolution on the spot and giving grievance redressal to the consumers on the spot. Okay. The second ways and means of consumer protection is public interest litigation, that is Janhit Yachika. Public interest litigation means legal action initiated in a court of law regarding a matter of general public interest. Yes, now we are not setting a small court for the purpose of consumer disputes. We are going and approaching the actual courts, the district, the state, the supreme, the high court. But for what? For public interest litigation. It means a legal action initiated in a court of law regarding a matter of general public interest. It is a legal facility under which any person can approach to the court of law in the interest of the society. If you see that people are being exploited in certain areas of society, you can go to the court of law and appeal against such people who are doing malpractices. And sort discussion. Why it is PIL? Because it is in the interest of public, for the purpose of saving or safeguarding the interest of the society. Okay, its aim is to provide legal remedy to underrepresented groups of society, people who are not able to represent themselves, people who are not educated, who does not have any knowledge about law, and such peoples are bundled or grouped with same complaints regarding same organization or same thing, and then their voice is raised against the culprit in the court of law. Okay, the party which is not related to the grievance can also file PIL. If I am the one who is not related to the society, who is not getting harmed, I am not being harmed, I am not having any problem, but I can see that people are having problem, so I can raise voice on behalf of the people and file a public interest litigation. Okay, it is filed in the High Court as well as Supreme Court directly in some cases. Lok Adalat and public interest litigation. The third ways and means of consumer protection is awareness programs. A lot of awareness program has been laid by state and central government of India in order to raise awareness about consumer protection, in order to give knowledge about what are the rights and responsibilities of consumers, and what are the exploitations which are done by the dealers, and how to sort grievances and how to complain. Everything is being taught today. Right to education is getting fulfilled by the government of India. In order to increase the level of awareness among consumers, the government of India has initiated various measures. Then state and central government regularly publishes brochures, journals, booklets, etc. For highlighting the rights and responsibilities of the consumers. Okay, and they are also giving the information about redressal machineries, where you can approach, what you can approach, up to what amount, etc. Several audio video programs on consumer awareness are broadcasted on various channels and through social media. 15th March is observed as International Consumer Rights Day, and 24th December is observed as National Consumer Day. Why is it important to observe such days? In order to give importance to the consumer rights. In order, if you will get to know that there is a consumer day, you will know that consumer is of utmost importance. You won't get cheated, or you won't get bullied by the sellers, and you don't fall for their monopolies or etc. you are not getting exploited, and even if you're getting exploited, you know that you can raise your voice and sought compensations. How do you get to know about all these things? Because of awareness programs which has been laid by the state and central government. One such example is Jago Grahak Jago, which is an awareness program in the interest of the consumer, which relates to which actually gives information to consumers that they should get awakened, and they should complain if they are being cheated. The next type of consumer protection means of consumer protection is consumer organizations. Consumer organizations have been active in India to promote and protect interests of consumers. Consumer movement is well settled in India and helping individuals to seek quick and adequate redressal of their grievances. It is necessary to strengthen consumer movement throughout the country. There are various people who come together and forms consumer organizations, which helps to which helps an individual consumer to come forward and sort their grievances, and it helps to strengthen the movement of consumer welfare throughout the country. Next is Consumer Welfare Fund. Department of Consumer Affairs has created Consumer Welfare Fund. There has been a fund which is been created by the Department of Consumer Affairs in India. What is this fund used for? What do you mean by fund? Fund means raising money. People are raising money for Consumer Welfare Fund. If you want to file a complaint, if you want to run a case, if you want to sue an organization, you need to have certain money to get that case solved. So you need to hire legal advisors and legislation and all those things. So for that, there requires investment or money, and there are certain consumers who do not come forward because they lack money. They do not have sufficient money to raise their voice or file a complaint. So in order to help these people, Consumer Welfare Fund has been initiated. It is for providing financial assistance to strengthen the voluntary consumer movement, particularly in rural areas. This fund is used for training and research in consumer education, and complaint handling, counseling and guidance mechanism, product testing labs, and so on. What is this Consumer Welfare Fund used for? For handling the complaints, for giving proper education, for finding more about consumers, research about consumer protection, etc. Okay, so the next is redressal forums. Under the Consumer Protection Act 2019, a system has been set up to deal with the consumer grievances and disputes at district, state, and national level. Any individual consumer association consumers can take the complaint with respective commission depending on the value of goods and claim for compensation. These redressal forums will be studying in the next slide in very much detail, but in order to make you understand what do you mean by redressal forums, there are three bodies set up by the Consumer Protection Act 2019. First is district forum, second is state commission, and third is national commission. So these three bodies represent consumers at three different levels, and redressals are sorted at three levels depending upon the area. Like a specific district will go to district forum, and state Maharashtra will have its separate redressal forum, Gujarat will have its separate redressal forum, and then there will be an apex body of national commission which will sort complaints from all over the India. Also there is certain limits about the money or the compensation sorted, like if it is less than 1 crore or more than 1 crore, less than 10 crore or more than 10 crore, then you have to choose your redressal forum accordingly, and then get your grievances solved. Okay. Next, and the last way and mean of consumer protection is legislative measures. A number of laws have been enacted in India to safeguard the interests of consumers and protect them from unethical practices of business. Like not only court or lok adalat has been set up or redressal forums has been set up, there has been a lot of decisions made, a lot of rules and regulations made, a lot of acts passed in the interest of the consumer by the government of India, such as in order to protect the consumers from unethical practices of businessmen, such as Sale of Goods Act 1930, Essential Commodities Act 1935, Standard of Weights and Measures Act 1956, Bureau of Indian Standards Act 1969, Food Safety and Standards Act 2006, National Food Security Act 2013. These are the various acts which has been passed by the government of India to safeguard the interest of the consumers. Okay, so we just discussed about redressal forums, under which we said that redressal forum has been set up by Consumer Protection Act 2019. Now, what is Consumer Protection Act 2019? Initially, this act was laid down on 24th December 1986. It was recognized as Consumer Protection Act 1986. But now, in 2019, the Ministry of Law has proposed a new act. They made a lot of changes in the Consumer Protection Act 1986 and made a new law which is known as Consumer Protection Act 2019, which has received the assent on 9th August 2019. So there has been a lot of changes in this law regarding everything that is related to dispute redressal mechanism or sorting of compensation, etc. What is this act? This act has made provisions for the establishment of consumer redressal dispute agencies, which is the major difference that this act plays is forming of redressal forums. There are 3 redressal forums which has been formed by the Consumer Protection Act 2019. That is District Commission, which works at the district level, State Commission, which works at the state level, and National Commission, which is the apex body at the central level. The Act covers all complaints with relevant merchandise or services and unfair trade practices. We are going to study these 3 redressal forums, district, state, and national commission, in the form of distinction, because there are various differences between these 3, like what does it mean, what is the composition, what is the requirement of age, and everything. So we are going to study it in the form of distinction. What are the 3 dispute redressal forums? District forum, state commission, and national commission. What do you mean by district forum? A district forum, a consumer dispute redressal commission formed by the state government at district level. It operates only at district level, like Thane district. Thane district have a separate district redressal forum. Wara district have a separate dispute redressal forum. Okay, so it is a dispute redressal forum commission formed by the state government and operates at district level. What is State Commission? Again, it is a consumer dispute redressal commission formed by the state government, but it operates at state level. That means Maharashtra state, Gujarat state, Karnataka state. Every state will have its own state commission. Okay, so it will be operating at the state level. Now, what is National Commission? A consumer dispute redressal formed at national level by central government. This is not formed by state government. This is formed directly by the central government, and it works at national level. Okay, what are the composition? Who are the people who are going to judge? Who are the people who are going to sort compensations? Who are the people who are going to give the verdict? Okay, so there are 3 points in composition. First, there has to be president, one president and member. Okay, in all the 3 forums. Who will be the president of a district forum? The person who is a sitting or a retired district court judge. You should either be practicing judge of a district court or a retired judge of a district court. Then and then only you can be a president of district forum. And who will be the president of state commission? The sitting or retired judge of high court. Okay, you're finding out the difference. District court judge at district forum, high court judge at state commission, and supreme court judge at national commission. You should be either a practicing judge or a retired judge at district court for district forum president. For the purpose of being a president of state commission, you should be a retired or present judge of high court, and for national commission you need to be a judge of supreme court, either sitting, practicing, or retired. Now, minimum number of members in case of district forum is 2, and maximum will be prescribed by the central government. In case of state commission, minimum number of members is 4, and maximum again will be prescribed by central government. And minimum number of members in case of national commission is 4. So in case of district court, there will be minimum 3 people, 1 president and 2 members. It can be more than that as per the limits prescribed by the central government. And in case of state commission, there will be minimum 5 person. Similar in case of national commission, minimum 5 person, 1 president and 4 other members. Earlier in your syllabus it was mentioned, out of these 4 people, 1 has to be a woman. And in all the 3 redressal forum, out of these 4 members or 2 members, 1 have to be compulsorily a woman. Okay, tenure, minimum 5 years or up to the age of 65 years. If you become a president of or a member of district forum, you can you have to do your duty for at least 5 years or up to the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. If you become a president or member of state commission, you have to fulfill your duties up to 5 years or up to the age of 67 years. If you want to be an minimum 5 years or up to the age of as prescribed by the central government. It is mentioned somewhere that it is the age prescribed by the central government for national commission. Maximum age is 70 years. So 5 years or up to the age of 70 years, whichever is earlier. Okay, president, members and tenure. The next point of distinction is qualification. Yes, you have to be qualified in order to be a district forum judge or a district forum member, and similarly with state and national commission, qualification plays an important role. First of all, the member's age should not be less than 35 years. That means he should be an experienced person and an educated person. An 18-year-old cannot be a district forum judge or member. So the age limit for all the 3 forums is minimum 35 years. The members shall not be less than 35 years of age in all the three forums. Education, they have to have minimum a bachelor's degree from a certified and recognized university. In all the three forums, you have to be a bachelor in any form of education. It can be arts, it can be science, it can be mathematics, it can be anything. You have to have hold a bachelor's degree from a recognized university. Experience, the experience is at least everybody who will be a member of district forum, state commission or national commission should have an experience of at least 10 years in areas or the problems relating to law, economics, commerce, accountancy, etc. And it is similar for all the three forums. What is territorial jurisdiction? Territorial jurisdiction, that means what is the area covered by the district forum. So a district forum covers the entire area of the district. People who belongs to a particular district can file complaint in their specific district forum, like people in Thane, Bhiwandi and all these cities will have to complain in district forum, in Thane district forum, because it comes under their jurisdiction. Okay, now state commission, original cases from anywhere in the Maharashtra state or the appeals against the decisions made by the district court should be entertained in state commission. Now what does this mean? This means that the state commission can sort complaints which are directly related to Maharashtra state and of huge amount, and also they are allowed to entertain cases which are appeals against district court decision. If I am not satisfied with the decision made by the Thane district court, I will go to Maharashtra state commission. And national commission, again original cases or appeals against the decisions of the state commission. If I am not satisfied with the decision made by the Maharashtra state commission also, I will go to the National Commission of India, National Consumer Commission of India, and complain against the decision, appeal against the decision taken by the Maharashtra state redressal forum. So original cases of huge amount from all over the India, or the cases which are against the appeal of state commission will be entertained in national commission. Monetary jurisdiction, what will be the value of the goods and services for which compensation has been sorted. If the value of the goods and services is not more than ₹1 crore, that means any amount of compensation sorted less than 1 crore is entertained only at district level. You cannot go with a complaint of 20,000 rupees to state or national commission. Only the complaints in which the value of goods and services for which compensation has been claimed is more than 1 crore and less than 10 crore rupees is entertained in this state commission. Again, where the value of goods and services is more than 10 crores will be entertained at national commission. So we are finding out the differences. In district forum, the value of the goods and services for compensation is less than 1 crore. In state commission, from above 1 crore but less than 10 crore. And in national commission, all the complaints and problems above rupees 10 crores will directly go to the national commission. Okay, and the last point of distinction is appeal. Any person who is aggrieved by the decisions taken by the district forum can go to the state commission within 45 days of the decision being taken. Okay, if the person does not goes to the state commission within 45 days, he'll have to fulfill all the orders given by the district court, and if he does not do so, penalty for that will be given. Similarly, in case of State Commission, any person who is aggrieved by the decision can appeal to National Commission within 30 days of the decision taken. If you fail to do so, you will have to follow all the instructions given by the State Commission. Now, the last point is National Commission. Any person who is aggrieved by the decision of National Commission also, if I am not satisfied by Thane district, Maharashtra state and the National Commission also. Now what if, even if the National Commission is making a decision against me, I still have one last hope, one last option. I can go to the Supreme Court of India and then sought compensation or make my grievances solved. So any person who is aggrieved by the decision or not satisfied by the decision taken by the National Commission can go to the Supreme Court within 30 days of the decision being taken. So this was the 3 types of redressal forums which are very important for you from the board's point of view, and it is very important for you to study all these 3 distinctions and understand. Okay, the last topic of the chapter is penalty for non-compliance. Like I just said, if you are not fulfilling whatever the court says, whatever the district forum says, if you are not fulfilling that within 45 days, or you are not making appeal, if you are not fulfilling that and you are not making any appeal within 45 days, then there will be penalty. If any party fail to comply with any order made by the district commission, state commission or national commission, it shall be punishable with an imprisonment for the term not less than 1 month. Minimum imprisonment is 1 month. You will be in jail for 1 month, and it may be extended to 3 years, or fine which shall not be less than rupees 25,000 but may extend to rupees 1 lakh, or with both. Okay, like if you are not following the orders, like for example, if the district, state or national commission says a business organization to give compensation to its consumer of rupees 1 lakh, the organization is not giving any compensation, and if the commission get to know about it, the person, the CEO or the person responsible will be imprisoned for minimum 1 month, maximum 3 years, and along with that they'll have to pay a fine of minimum 25,000 rupees, and it can be extended up to 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so you have to fulfill all the orders made by these 3 district forums, and if you do not do so, there will be penalty for non-compliance of orders. So this is done to make sure that people interests are protected, the consumer rights are protected, and consumer protection is done in its best form, and people are getting compensations. And if there will be no penalty, the organization will not follow the decisions taken by the forums, and there will be no use of such redressal forums. So in order to protect the interest of the consumers, all these things are done in India. So here we are completing with our second last chapter for the syllabus, that is consumer protection, and we'll be starting up with new chapter in the next lecture. Thank you.